Vince, how you doing? Ron here. So you requested a Cameo video about scales and modes. Now that could easily be a 10-hour Cameo video. So we need to kind of shrink it down and simplify and just touch on a little 1 grain of sand on that beach. So you mentioned something about the Mixolydian scale, so I will just jump right on that. What is that scale? You could look at it from a bunch of different angles and they are all correct. It is when you take a major scale, we'll just stick to the key of C, nice and easy. And what you do is you play that scale from the 5th note, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we act like it's this scale, but we're still using the notes of the C. So, and now if we base all the music around this G note now, and we're still using the notes that are from the key of C, there is a different relationship of notes that happens and a different sort of emotion to it all. It doesn't have that simplicity and innocence of emotion that a straight up normal major scale has. If we're sticking to the key of C, but we're making everything over G, you have now that little change that happens. Gives it a little bit of attitude, it gives it a different vibe. And that's what modes are. It is a way of just naming and defining these different scales that we get from that major scale when we don't play it from the 1st note to its octave, but we'll do, so an example, the 5th note to its octave. The Mixolydian is the name, the Mixolydian scale. So, that's one way to look at it. Another way is to say, okay, it is taking a G major scale, and we are flattening the 7th note of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, flatten it down. So you can look at it from that way as a modified G scale. On a guitar, we can look at it like, okay, it is a scale where we can have 2 whole steps, next string, 2 whole steps, next string, 2 whole steps. That is an easy way to get around a G Mixolydian or any Mixolydian scale all over the neck. You just take your starting note, G, and you just go 2 whole steps, 2 whole steps, 2 whole steps. And then go to the next G, do the same. Next one. And wherever there is a G, just imagine that shape on the neck. Here's another G. Boom, boom, boom. So you can take all your G notes and just use that easy guide and just move around. Like that. And now you have mapped out the G Mixolydian scale. But the thing about modes is that every single scale, they're all connected, they're all the same. We're just giving priority to a different note of that scale. So, by saying that this is a G Mixolydian scale all over the neck, it is also a C major scale. So it's whatever we prioritize. And that's the best way to put it. Whatever everything is going to resolve around, whatever the hub of the music is, whatever the foundation is that we're playing over. If it's G, these notes are going to be, it's going to end up being a G Mixolydian scale, mode. Whatever your big rock ending would be, that's the mode. Like that's the tonality, modality, whatever you want to call it. Thank you very much. Good night. Buy our merch. So that, now if we play the same batch of notes, but the music was feeling like it had a C in it, then it would just be straight up C, Ionian mode, as we would call it, or C major scale. La. That. And that's really what modes are. It is a way of getting around the restrictions that were placed where the powers that be said, you can only use this sequence. Anything else is too complex and it's going to make people do bad things, so you can only use that. So the loophole to get away with other vibes is to use modes. But again, this is getting into a 10-hour cameo. So I'm just going to stop there. I've barely scratched the surface. I've barely touched on anything with it. But hopefully it is enough to satisfy a cameo video. So thank you, Vince. Have a great one. Bye-bye.